that late, I guess, so just wanna try it. I need a little bit of time though, guys. I think that YouTube is still not aware that I started streaming. So I'll wait. Okay, I think now, okay, now YouTube is aware. Good stuff. Anyways, for the racing off-road, yeah, again, very late PS2 game, so I'm not sure what to expect, or I more or less know what to expect, and it's probably not that good, but it's fine. On to the career mode, that apparently is the main mode. It's a career map, garage. Wait, hold up. That's interesting. Well, let's start with this one. Okay, that's interesting. I need to purchase a vehicle. I cannot do it on foot. That's a shame. I saw garage, I'm assuming, right? Oh, it's empty. Okay, showroom is where you buy a vehicle. Sorry. So, well, not like I have much of a choice, do I? I guess I'll buy the Ranger. You can change the color, right? Yeah. What about this one, for example? Okay. And now, can I start now? A little bit weird from a UI perspective that you don't just give me the option to purchase the vehicle as soon as I start. There is damage. That can be an issue. It's a problem. Well, I hope it doesn't get too damaged. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, that's my car. Well, my pickup truck, I guess. But anyways, if you're asking why I'm playing a late PS2 game for absolutely no reason, it's because someone recommended it to me. Okay, wait, what? There are pickups? And by pickups, I don't mean the trucks. I mean, there is a power-up. I saw a power-up somewhere. Like... Is this like Mario Kart or what? Ah, shit. Also, my damage is right there on the tachometer, and I am... Well, I already have 20% of damage. That's pretty cool. Wait, why am I going this way? It's clearly slower if you look at the minimap. That's what I get for following the other moron. Okay, that just makes me a moron myself. But yeah. What are those pickups? They actually do appear in the minimap. So I'm assuming they are unlocks, maybe? Like... There's something here, for example. Or maybe it repairs... Oh. It's a repair pod. Well, that's an interesting way of calling it, right? A pod? Okay, sure. I don't see why not. And that's unexpected. Wasn't expecting something like that. Like, I saw the quick race mode, so I was like, yeah, okay, it's a whatever game, but then to have pickups like that makes it pretty funny, I gotta say. Also, how is it going, Wasabi? I think that, yeah, that is a reason, correct. Yeah, pretty... Like, the thing about this game is that it has so many... what's the word? It has so many bad reviews. Like, when I look at the wiki article for this game, apparently it has bad reviews up the ass. Which is... amusing. It's pretty amusing, but yes, it's something that I wasn't expecting. Usually games from, you know, this from this era, unless they are, you know, barely functional, they don't really get bad reviews, and especially not one that is officially licensed like this one, though. It kind of took me a little bit by surprise, you know? Because it's like... You know... Why? But yeah, I think it's simply because it's it's a game that is a victim of the circumstances. Like essentially here, having a 2008 game on the PS2, it is very late. Like at that point, PS3 was already coming out, and even then, the PS2 already had quite some titles. I guess this is probably gonna be similar to MotorStorm Arctic Edge. Arctic Edge was also a late PS2 game. Ah, fuck. And it was absolutely, well, inferior to every previous one on the series, and also inferior to other games in general, right? That came out before it. And this one, I think that's basically the issue it has. It's a game that, compared to other stuff, it certainly doesn't, you know, stand out, despite the fact that it's officially licensed. Like, it has Ford's seal of quality here. Desert Dunes. Wait, it's the one I just did, or the one I'm gonna go in? Or what is it? It is a championship, apparently. Okay. Huh. That looks nice. It's a different track. It's still a race so far. There's that. So the items are simply repair balls. I have no reason to pick them up if I'm fine. But to overtake... ah, shit, it's fine. To overtake, it's pretty hard to do so without, like, going off against... well, see, I didn't mean to collect that, but it was kind of in the way. It's fine though. Ouch. As you can see, the physics are also bottom tier, at least when it comes to collision with other cars. But yeah, I can see the reasons why it has so many negative reviews, but it's fine. It happens. What was that? Was an animal? Was a wolf? Now, I think that in other modes there is a difficulty setting. Like in arcade mode you can choose easy, normal or hard, but I didn't see that here, so maybe the career mode gets naturally harder the longer you go on or something, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. It's still I will say a weird experience. I mean, it wouldn't be so weird if this was an indie game, but the fact that it's officially licensed, it's definitely something. The question is, how will Henry Ford feel about this? Will he, you know, be able to rest peacefully, or will he be rolling on his grave? I don't know. It's hard to tell. The thing is that well, see, here the thing, I say that I play this because it was someone's childhood. If this was my childhood, I don't think I really will mind that much. I mean, I played a lot of games in my childhood that were very subpar, and most of them, you know, ironically, off the top of my head, I don't remember them. Like, I usually just remember the good ones. Like, I do remember, like, some weird games, like think it was like some shooting games from the PS1 era that were pretty shitty that I played. But in terms of racing games, can't really, right now I cannot say I remember playing a shitty one. Like I would have to think a little bit further in my head. But I don't know. Have I? Because obviously when I think of racing games that I played when I was younger, I think of stuff like Ridge Racer, Gran Turismo, and those are all fantastic games, right? So yeah. Thinking of bad racing games feels... Well, I do remember there being one based on the Wacky Races cartoon. Was a little bit, well, whack, but yeah. Oh, that's a lot of unlocks. A Gold Rush Challenge. Don't know what that is. Am I gonna be mining gold? Well, the elimination one, I think what it should be about is probably, you know... But wait, that's the thing. Is this all mutually exclusive? Like, if I pick this one, do I get... You know... Like, do I miss the other two? Because going by name alone, I'll take the elimination challenge, clearly. It unlocks... okay. The last two vehicles... Okay. Well, compared to how it went on the previous race, this is gonna be the same thing. Essentially. Like, just stay on the top and don't worry too much. And this is the same track, isn't it? Is it? It is, right? Oh, but it's on reverse. Tim, so the game is already bringing up the reverse card, huh? That's a little bit concerning, don't you think? Like already running out of tracks. Also, where is that guy? Oh, there was a shortcut there. Probably. It doesn't matter. Now, I do gotta say that I'm getting fucked by this guy. That's what I gotta say. But no, well, see, here's the thing. Obviously, I'm using the typical resolution upscaling that emulators give you. I do like the way the texture of the car looks. Ah, fuck. Okay. This guy is going pretty quickly. Let me repair. I got 40% of damage. But that guy does seem to be faster than I am. Maybe I should have purchased another car. Calling these things car is pretty weird, but I will assume that at some point, yeah, like, you will fall behind. But yeah. And even if I am ahead now, you can see in the minimap, well, you don't even need to look at the minimap. You can see that he's right there. I still think that, well, obviously winning shouldn't be a problem, but it's a wake-up call for the next time to actually have a faster car ready. Assuming the stats on this game are not alike, because we already seen multiple times how racing games, for whatever reason, have the beautiful idea to, you know, to essentially make up the stats. They are not really based on anything gameplay-wise, just on whatever the devs thought it was a good idea to write down. Not sure why they do that. Wouldn't it be easier to actually, you know, base the stats on what the game is? Maybe in this game they are actually based on what the in-game stats are, and maybe if a car speed stat is higher, it actually means it's faster. It's something that you never know. And it's not like I'm talking about like obscure games doing that. I'm talking about games like Mario Kart doing that, like constantly lying about the stats. Also, something happened to this guy. Well, I think what's happening to these morons is that they are falling behind because, well, they are morons and they take the hard path. Well, it's not even about it being the hard path, it's clearly longer. I know that this is off-road racing, so you could say that technically there is no road, but I don't know, dude. Don't you have access to the minimap? Because I do, and I can definitely tell that going on those additional places is a bad idea. Yeah, I won. So Bronco is the name of that car that was faster. A two-stage race. When you say two-stage race, you mean a tournament with two races, I'm assuming. But wait, hold up. Again, can I do the other ones? Yeah, you can. Like, you are not forced to keep going forward. So, damage control challenge. Okay. Is that one of those things where we try to lie to journalists so everything looks okay? Is that what they mean? Or no, they are probably talking about... Oh, it sounds funny though, right? Like damage control challenge. Something that Electronic Arts is very good at doing. Not really, they are not good at doing it at all, but yeah. The interesting thing is that they already take the damage that you have. So... if your car is already kinda fucked, it's an issue. So what happens if I fail? Like, do I lose the career and the game blows up? I hope not. Wait, my camera is blocking that. I just realized. So you don't even see what's the objective, probably. Well, the objective is... So it says damage limit 50 out of 100, because I mean 50 is the maximum you can... Okay, hold up. I need to... Like, I'm actually about to fail it. Like, if I get to 50, I lose, and I lost. Unless it means... Because I'm in 55, like, the number is red. Well, and now it's gonna keep rising if I keep interacting with these assholes. But maybe it only means getting to the end with that is not allowed. Like, as long as you... But at this rate, forget about the challenge. I'm gonna reach 100. Right, let me take this. Oh, the repair pods don't fully repair it. That's an issue. I thought that they were a full repair. Oh well. At least I have another one here. But these guys, it's like they are trying to hit me on purpose. Assholes. Do these things even... Wait, I think they do respawn, don't they? Because I think that before they disappear from the minimap, but here they are still showing up. This challenge is hard because I cannot shake these guys off. They just keep bothering me. I don't know why it doesn't happen like the previous races where I actually got a nice advantage. The advantage is not showing up right now. Yeah, I got the pole at least. As you can see, well, that's the thing. I don't think you can see. Well, you can see the tachometer at least, but yeah, again, I need to be below 50. I'm in 58 right now. I'll change the camera later. It's just that right now I'm a little bit concerned about beating this. Because I thought it was gonna be free, but it is not. This is the final lap as well, so it's an issue. Well, I think the biggest issue is that these guys take the other path to the right here that I'm pretty sure is faster, but since the pod is on the other one, I cannot do much. At least I'm assuming that having reached 50 at some point in the race, and well, in my case it was at many points in the race, is not gonna fail the challenge, right? Because I mean, if that was the case, you should have failed the challenge already. Okay, nice. I think we should be fine for now, though that was intense. After how free the other races were, I thought it was gonna be a free ride to victory, but no. But yeah, it's fine. But here before the race ends, let me try moving the... Oh, you're gonna do that, really? Okay, hold up. Let me move this to the bottom. Well, not to the bottom because I don't want to block the minimap. Let me see. Okay, that should be fine. You see the minimap and you see the thing that showed up before. Yeah, sorry for blocking it earlier, but you know, I actually needed to focus. It's fine. So yeah, essentially 50 was the limit on the end of the race and not before, right? Because see, otherwise I would have failed that in less than a minute. Alright, and then a gold rush challenge. I'm assuming this is looting stuff, maybe? A gold rush challenge through the treacherous desert canyons. Collect the target dash and come first. Okay. No second places. Second places are for losers. Okay. Sure. Bring it on. Though... Oh, and this seems to be a different one. There is water. I see the coins. This is so odd, though. Like, to have an officially licensed game like this and having challenges like this one. Though it's not like it's the... Like, I did play some games before with officially licensed vehicles and... You know... and like weird stuff that will be more similar to something you will find in a Mario Kart game, right? Well, one game I remember, and it's probably one of the most bizarre racing games I ever played, it's NASCAR Rumble for the PS1. It's a game that officially has the license to NASCAR. And not just the cars, but like the competitors, right? Like the name of the competitors. And you will think that something like that will be used for a NASCAR simulator, but no. It's used for a game that essentially plays like Mario Kart. Like you have very wild courses, and you have power-ups that you pick up and you use them to hit the opponents. It's an extremely bizarre game, but I love it. I guess maybe that's one of the games that some other people will say that it's like a bad game, but I played on my childhood, so I like it. But no, that's the thing. I don't know if I could call that simply being, like, you know, childhood nostalgia or whatever. Like, I feel like a game like that, I mean, it's ridiculous, but it's just very fun. Well, fun and also funny. Like, just having the idea of, you know, like playing with real cars and and doing stuff Mario Kart style. Well, Mario Kart did get a real car. I don't know if it was in 7 or in 8. Well, in 8 I know the car is there, but essentially they got a real Mercedes that you can pick up. Well, it's part of what you can pick up. I mean, it's officially licensed for whatever reason. So in this case, it's less of a thing of like Mario Kart being the ones benefited and more about Mercedes being the one essentially benefited there. Like being in in what's essentially one of the biggest racing games in history, which is Mario Kart. Pretty interesting though, right? Mario Kart being essentially a spin-off of a platforming game, and yet it's still essentially one of the most popular games ever, racing games ever. Well, and games in general. I feel like when it comes to a more casual audience, Mario Kart is extremely popular. Right, there's the money. Oh, or I guess not. Alright, come on, pick up one more coin, there you go. So yeah, that's all I need. I'm assuming that if I pick up more, they are gonna give that to me later, maybe. But yeah, as you can see, and I'm assuming you can see it now, like, I have more than enough. So worry not. Well, actually, yes, I do have enough money, but I still need to win, you know? That's an important part. You know what the descriptions say? There's nothing for second places. So yeah, will this be a second place? Well, I hope not, but it could be. Ah, shit. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, after this one, I definitely should purchase a new car. Because right now I'm doing well, but I'm definitely gonna stop doing well. Also, the canyon is not the... because you see a lot of these rocks and shit, and you're like them. Like the tracks are very repetitive, but there are two other environments that I'm assuming that we will see soon. So I don't know if you have that many tracks with this environment to keep using, or maybe you do, I don't know. Never pick that coin up, I guess. Not like it matters. And well, this is a pretty free victory, you know. No problem. Yeah, I also will assume that the difficulty will keep getting higher later. Damn, I still only get 5,000? Come on. That's complete bullshit. I collected 5,900. Like, who got those 900? Did I have to pay them as stats or what? Oh, wait, hold up. I should buy a new one, right? I unlocked this too. So apparently... well, I prefer the way this one looks. Apparently this one has better acceleration, this one has better handling. I probably should go for this one. I'm almost sure that all the colors are probably the same, right? Across all the cars or something. But you do have quite some variety of colors. Not sure which one to pick though. Maybe I could pick the yellow one. It will be pretty similar to the other one. Actually, you know what? Let me pick this one. Yeah, why not? It's, well, I don't know if you can change the color in the garage. No, you can repair it. No color changing here. Alright. Let me go here. A 2-stage race. It's still in the canyons. It's fine. Essentially, it's not like these cars are... Well, cars, pickup trucks, I guess. They are not... like... one choice over the other for preference. Like, one is very clearly better than another, you know? And in this case, this one is better than the one I purchased first, so... yeah. No reason to... oh. It's better, at least in speed, I'm assuming, but it's a little bit on the wild side. It's kinda wild. Well, you know that in the wiki page it says that one of the reviews of this game says that the longer you go with the game, like the more awful the cars handle. So I'm a little bit scared about that. Is that true? I hope not, but it could be. Well, this one specifically says that it has better handling, but it seems like this thing skates a lot, right? Like it's kind of like... it subtly loses control, but not quite. It, at least, you know, something that you can control. Maybe picking a faster car makes the game too easy. And maybe I should keep picking the other one. Just that I kinda got scared the last couple of times, but it seems that since every one of these is gonna be 3 laps, I don't think I should worry too much, should I? It seems like there is enough time to just leave them behind. It's not like the AI is fantastic by any means, you know? Now, an interesting thing about this series is that there are like 4 games before this one. I think they are simply called Ford Racing. Not sure why. But I guess Ford really wanted to have their own racing game. Which is weird because you already had games like Gran Turismo that I think they done way more for the Ford brand than their own licensed game, you know? It just feels a little bit weird to waste money in producing a game like this. I will assume it's the typical higher up decision, which, I mean, it's fine, but just feels a little bit odd. Hey, that still happens today, you know? Like companies making games that don't sell at all, but they do them because someone higher up say that it was a good idea. So I think that this is probably one of those games. Well, this and the other ones in the franchise. Because, you know, I'm pretty sure the Ford brand probably got more out of any game, like, you know, Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, but like basically anything that uses it rather than, you know, rather than their own game. Oh, and here, one thing I didn't mention, but you also have Land Rover. Land Rover apparently was property of Ford when this game came out. I don't know if it's still property of Ford, but who cares? I guess that's the real question. It's not exclusively Ford, so I guess it's kinda It's a misleading title, isn't it? I'm surprised that you didn't use the reverse version of this track. Yeah, that's fine. I do feel that using this car might be a little bit overkill. And I don't think the AI can beat me. Like, they were close with the other one, but not with this one. And since there is no difficulty setting in this mode, I will assume that this is as hard as it's gonna get. Well, no, as I say, the longer you go on, you probably will have tougher opponents. Maybe. Will you? It's also pretty interesting to me saying that, you know, a game from 2008 is a childhood game for someone. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's not like there is a year for childhood games to be a thing, you know? It could happen at any time. In my case, well, it will be pretty interesting to hear people saying that, I don't know, a game like Celeste, for example, was their childhood. Celeste, if I'm not mistaken, released in 2018. So it's possible that someone that, well, that nowadays is like, I don't know, a teenager, had that as a childhood game. It depends on what that person's childhood was. Well, it also depends on what you consider a childhood game. Like, will you consider something you played as a teenager part of childhood? As for example, in my case, I feel like I will feel weird to not consider the Budokai Tenkaichi games part of my childhood. Oh, you can look back with L1. But yeah, with how difficult Celeste is, I know someone will want to play that at that age. I mean, as long as they just focus on beating the game, it should be fine. The issue is if they start going for, you know, the B-sides and, you know, all the strawberries and all that shit. If they do that, that will be an issue, yes. Like, if they just play the game the normal way, it's whatever, right? It's not that big of a deal. Like, beating Celeste, like, by just getting to the end, I think that's something that most people should be able to pull off. Well, that's the thing, most people know, most people fucking suck at platforming games. I wouldn't say most people, hey, I'm pretty sure that being a kid wouldn't really have it as a problem. Now, being a kid and sucking at platforming games, that's a different story. In my case, platforming games is something that I played very early, when I was a kid. Well, in my case, for example, I can say Rayman on the PS1 was a childhood game. And that game is pretty fucked up. I don't think I beat it as a child though. I think I beat it more as a teenager. Because yeah, that game, I mean, it's not only a relatively hard game, it also has very questionable design in terms of, you know, the fact that you need to find secrets to beat the game. And by that I mean all the secrets. That's pretty messed up. It is the way it works. Damn it, my voice. Yeah, actually Rayman is a messed up game to play as a childhood game. It's fine, don't worry about it. I like it. I mean, at least artistically, the first Rayman game is fantastic. Right, so that's what I beat. Oh, and we're kinda moving away from the desert. A seconds out challenge. Hit the green pickups and avoid the red ones. That's weird. What do you mean by that? I mean, yes, get the green pickups and avoid the red ones. Pretty straightforward, but what pickups? What's that? Oh, that's time, like, hourglasses. At least it's only 2 laps. Oh, and I see, so you have... like, the time is ticking down. That's interesting, and it could be hard. Because picking up items is not particularly hard, but avoiding items is a different story. Also, I'm assuming these things respawn, do they? Because if they don't respawn, this will be pretty hard. You do have 2 paths in the majority of this, but still. Like, if that's the case, you really need to know where you're going. Ah, fuck. I pick a red one. So it's 3 seconds in each case, right? I don't know if 3 or 3.5. Something like that. Ouch. I can tell that as a developer, this was like assuming I was a developer in games like this, like trying to put myself in their shoes. I think that a game like this will probably be pretty fun to develop. Simply because it seems pretty easy to do so. At least, you know, the logic part of the events. Not so much the models and the hitbox logic and all of that shit, or the AI for that matter. I mean, once all of that is done, needing to code these challenges seems like it could be fun. Looks exactly like 3 to me, or 4. Yeah, that's why I say 3.5. It looks like both 3 and 4 at the same time, doesn't it? I didn't want to compromise, so I just stay in the middle. These things do respawn, so you don't really need to worry about going in in either direction. It is 4? Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, I think it is 4. It is. That being said, it's not particularly hard to beat this. Even if you get the red ones, or even if you miss the green ones, it's overall still something ultra doable. But I think that that's also the aim of the game to be a very accessible game. It's not meant to be super hard or anything like that, you know. It really seems like the kind of game that is pretty funny in terms of like who is the target audience of this game, right? Though I guess as a kid's game, it does a good job, you know. It's not bad. It's just that if you were a kid in 2008, I think that you probably would prefer many other alternatives to this one, but it's fine. I mean, when you're kids, or at least when I was a kid, it's not like I had any, you know, demands. Well, there were some games I really wanted, but I mean, games that I just got like that. Well, I do remember some games that I got that I was like, what were you thinking? Legitimately, yeah, it's fine. Okay, so this is similar to the previous one, but you go to checkpoints instead, and these are checkpoints you cannot possibly, well, maybe you can miss. You might actually be able to miss them. On top of that, it's also a race. Wait, I'm not going the right way. I guess you can say that there is no wrong way, but it's not the fast way. I think that the AI probably gets harder for these challenges. Like for anything that is like a main race or whatever, they seem to be relatively easy to it. Ouch. Here you can tell that they are vicious, and you can also see how the physics are quite bad. Also, this is essentially the same as a regular race, you know, in the sense that you're still doing 3 laps. It's just that you probably need to go in between these checkpoints for them to count, but it is essentially a 3-lap race. Just slightly disguised so it looks as something different. Hey, that's fine. Like, why not, I guess. But I think that this is like the perfect example. Like, let's assume that you're as a kid you really like racing games, and you are like, Mom, I want Gran Turismo, right? I want you to purchase me Gran Turismo 4 because it's all the rage. Well, it probably isn't really all the rage in like between kills, but I mean, you know, Gran Turismo 4 is an amazing game that I'm pretty sure that when it came out was probably like the new standards for racing games, right? At least for console racing games. And this is kind of like, well, we already have a Gran Turismo at home. And then like this is what they tell you. Well, I just use Gran Turismo as an example because it's an amazing game, but I mean, it obviously has nothing to do with Gran Turismo, but I don't know what game I should compare this one to. Like, there are many rally games, I guess, that will be similar, but even those don't really do this. Well, ironically, no, you know what? You know what I say that MotorStorm Arctic Edge is like we have MotorStorm at home? This one, I guess, also goes with that, considering that it's off-road racing. Maybe their parents just happen to drive a Ford. Yeah, that's also possible. I mean, when parents purchase games, or at least when they used to do that, they didn't know shit about games. So, like, whatever, you know, sounded familiar to them, they were like, oh, that's not a bad idea. Right? So it's a possibility. So it says expedition. So I'm supposed to find hidden objects. Oh, and they are hidden. I thought it was the kind of thing that they will just say that just to say it, and it will just show up in the minimap, but no. It actually is hidden. Well, gotta keep my eyes peeled. Okay, there's one. What the hell? It's like a totem. Okay, I would assume that they will probably be on like the off part of the circuit, right? Well, circuit. Of the track. Or maybe not. Maybe that will be too easy, so instead they are hiding them in plain sight. Could be. Oh, got one. Now, there is something that I'm a little bit concerned about. Because it says that there are 3 laps, but, you know, there is a timer. So unless that timer gains something, like when you cross the finish line, this seems a little bit odd. Okay, I see one there. I need one more. It seems like a pretty intense song for treasure hunting, don't you think? Is the timer gonna be replenished or what? Because if it's not, I'm out. It is, okay, 2 minutes added. Now the question is if this is gonna end when you find the 4th artifact or when you complete the 3 laps. Alright, so here, don't go to the blue path because, okay, here. Yeah, no, it finishes the moment you get the 4th one, okay. Well, that's good, because going all 3 laps after that seems a little bit stupid, right? Maybe there are more than 4, so even if you miss a couple, it's fine. Alright, and it seems that we are gonna be out of the desert in a bit. Yeah, as you can see. Well, I don't know if the Stone Ridge Mountain is still considered to be the desert or not. Kinda sounds like that. But yeah, we will see. So, well, should I have purchased a new car for this? Hopefully not. Nah, I'm fine, right? Surely. I guess, even though some kids will probably be like, what the fuck is this game? Why are you like this mom or whatever? I think that this is a very good kid game. I will say kid game as in an actual kid. Like, we're talking about a very young kid. Like, a teenager with this game will probably not like it too much, but if you're something like, I don't know, 5-year-old or whatever, like a game like this, I think it's perfect because it's a game that doesn't really show anything other than cars and like a natural place. Plus the game modes are picking up items, which is like a very common activity, right, for kids. As a kid game, I think that this does very good. Wait, why am I in 1st position? I'm clearly 2nd. Sure. But yeah, as a kids game, it does pretty well. And I guess maybe that's the idea of Ford. Like, to start cultivating their brand to kids. That's pretty evil. But yeah. Then again, Ford is probably one of the most popular car brands in the world, so I wouldn't say that that's particularly hard to do. What will make a teenager hate it? I wouldn't say hate it outright, but basically that they would rather play something else, like Grand Theft Auto, or I don't know, Devil May Cry, or Final Fantasy IX. Something like that, you know? Sorry, my throat has been bothering me a lot. Also, 9 or... No, it will be 10, right? If we're talking about PS2. But yeah, how is it going, Clone God? No, the... I wouldn't say hate it outright, but... I feel like a teenager, if they get a game like this, they will probably think that it will be lame. When there are so many, especially... Keep in mind that this game is from 2008. So... a game from 2008 like this... like... so many games on the PS2, well, pretty much almost the entirety of the library already came out. So yeah, having a game like this as a teenager, yeah, I'm not sure if that will be a good idea. Like, maybe they wouldn't hate it, but they probably would prefer something else. But yeah, for a kid, I think it is a very good choice. Because, you know, differently from games like, I don't know... well, I don't know what game to give as an example. But I don't know, I guess Twisted Metal. That's a bad example, though. But yeah, like, there are many games that might have some stuff that, even though they are not that big of a deal, might not be appropriate for kids, even if it's just a game about cars. Yeah, this one is extremely inoffensive and also very casual as well, you know? Differently from a game like Gran Turismo that probably requires you to put a little bit more effort in it. Because, you know, you need to brake well in the corners, you need to, like, know what upgrades to put in your car to be able to compete. Like, you know, you need to be able to manage money not super well, but definitely better than in a game like this. So I can definitely see this game being a good choice for kids, without a doubt. I don't know if in 2008 was the best choice, though. But, I mean, let's just say that we are in 2008. What other game would I have instead recommended as a racing game for a kid? Well, and it depends also what console, because obviously my first thought will be Mario Kart, clearly. And since it's 2008, pretty simple, Mario Kart Wii. As simple as that. But... if we're talking now PS2... yeah, because, for example, you have games like Burnout, but Burnout is a very violent game. Even though it's not explicit, but yeah, that's probably not something super appropriate for a kid. And as I say, Gran Turismo seems a little bit complex for a kid. So which one would I pick? Ridge Racer, I don't know if that's a good idea either. In terms of appropriateness, you know that Ridge Racer 5, when you enter what, I don't know if it's called career mode or what's it called, but what's essentially the career mode, the first thing you see is the main girl in the game completely naked. Like, you don't see obviously any explicit part, but Like the first picture you see when you start the game is it's like the racing queen of the game being completely naked for no reason. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's well, not to mention the racing girl is constantly flashing her ass in the game. Well, in the game, not really in the game, in the cinematics rather. So yeah, ironically, Ridge Racer 5 probably wouldn't be very appropriate. Though, if you're allowed to be in the same year 2008 and you're allowed to pick another console, let's say Xbox 360, Ridge Racer 6 would probably be appropriate. I mean, I think... I'm trying to remember... In the cutscenes... Well, in the cutscenes, mostly the intro, I think was one of the only cutscenes. Reiko was there, or was that the PSP games? I think it was the PSP games that Reiko is with a chronometer. In SIDS, Reiko was probably there, but I don't remember her. Yeah, the PS3 was already out. Well, that's the main reason why I say that I understand why multiple of these game reviews are negative. Because it's a game that was very late in the PS2 lifespan. And yes, by then, you will as well just play, you know, PS3. So yes, in that regard, obviously, as a whole, it's not really a good choice of a game. But yes, as I say, for a kid, I think it is a good choice. And again, I'm trying to think of PS2 racing games fitting for kids. I mean, obviously you have stuff like, I don't know, rally games. But yeah, rally games I also don't think will be pretty good for kids. Mostly because the idea of doing time trial and like doing a better time than the competitors, I'm not sure if that's something that a kid will understand or even care about as much as just being in front of the other competitors. Let me think more. PS2 racing games. Well, it was an Automodelista on PS2. It's just that I didn't play that game, but I don't think most people say that's a very good game at all. Well, then obviously you have the Need for Speed games, so those are definitely not appropriate for kids. Obviously it depends on parents' discretion, like someone probably looks at Most Wanted cutscenes and it's like, yeah, whatever, who cares? I don't think they will be appropriate though, and there is a reason why they are rated T, or I think it's rated T, right? Maybe Most Wanted is actually not rated T. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think it will be particularly appropriate. Not to mention the whole street racing and all of that. Midnight Clock will be appropriate. Well, I haven't played it, but yeah, I think the name already gives me a clue. Also, this is a new race, a new track, and I think that we can say that we are officially out of the desert, which is pretty nice, because I was getting kinda tired of seeing the desert. Not like there's anything wrong with the desert, mind you, I just prefer not seeing it. Well, actually, no, see, that's the thing. There are many things wrong with the desert. I hate deserts in principle. Like, I remember when I played Genshin Impact and Sumeru, which is like the desert region, came out. Well, it's not fully a desert, but when you did need to get to a desert region, I'm like, holy shit, this sucks so much. And yes, it does suck a lot. It did suck a lot. Hey, don't worry, I'm not playing that game anymore, so it doesn't matter. But you know, yeah, again, it's a good choice for a childhood game. I'll give you that. Like this one. Not Midnight Club, of course. And certainly... Wait, wrong way? Are you stupid? What you mean wrong way? How you open your eyes? The Big Pyramid was the only good part of the desert? I don't even remember if I did it, to be honest. I probably did, but I don't know. Like, you gotta understand, the only thing I remember about Sumeru is Nahida. For no particular reason. Surely. But yeah, when it comes to more or less the stuff in the desert, it's like, yeah, ouch. Okay, this track is pretty wild. Has lots of weird jumps that kind of throw you off balance. But yeah, the point is that I don't like deserts. Well, I remember when I played Sonic and Knuckles, I hated the desert area. And not to mention, I was also scared of the ghosts. When you get inside the pyramid, there are ghosts that follow you everywhere, and you have to keep the lights on at all times. And the lights keep getting like darker and darker, and if you don't light it up, like as it gets darker, they get more scary looking. So yeah, that's a part I didn't like as a kid. That's such a scary part back then. It's not easy to make good desert levels, they are deserts after all, yeah. Yeah, I cannot really remember any particular desert place that I like at all. In any game, I mean. It's kinda... yeah. It's not really something that is of my liking. I guess in some cases, instead of thinking, oh, I really dislike this, I think of, like, whatever, right? Like, I don't think of this at all. Man, I cannot really remember any desert place being my favorite, though. Like, trying to think back, like games that I played that had a desert, and I cannot imagine thinking anything higher than who cares, right? It is what it is. Okay. That was very easy. And yeah, so far it has been pretty easy. Like at the beginning it kind of looked like it could get problematic, but as long as you are out of the place where all of the opponents are, it's not an issue whatsoever. Like, as long as you're just doing your stuff in the lead, like, you're probably not gonna fall behind. So it's no problem. And we are out of the desert and into what I'm assuming is supposed to be a valley. Maybe. Perhaps. It is a shame though that, you know, this is one of those games where having the AI actually try to be faster than you, like by having like aggressive rubber banding, would be nice. The AI definitely rubber bands though, like I'm pretty sure this AI is, well actually I seen them, well I didn't see them, but I saw in the minimap that some of them crash, so I'm not sure up until what point the AI is not simulated. But it's pretty clear that any collision with you doesn't matter to them at all. It's like a weird AI. Because I will say that it's fully rubber banded, right? Like, it just, you know, moves by teleporting itself. And it really looks like that if you look closely. Like, it doesn't really look like they are going normally and they are simply doing little teleports, but at the same time, the movements they make and the fact that they can actually get into crashes against the wall makes me think that there is definitely a simulation aspect to it. It is definitely the kind of game that will benefit from the AI trying to keep up with you at all times. See, like right now they are doing that, or at least that green guy is doing that. Yeah, the green guy is going pretty fast right now, but it's not always like that. It's sometimes like that when it feels like it. So I'm not exactly sure here, by the way, if I have any car unlocked that I could purchase that is supposed to be of a higher tier than this. I don't think I remember seeing that in the list of unlocks. Yeah, at least these guys are going the same speed I'm going. That's a lot of damage. What I don't know is if repairing your car in your garage has any cost. I will assume it has, because I mean otherwise why would it even be an option? Like, it will get automatically repaired and that's it. I might actually get eliminated here. It's pretty funny considering that I was complaining about the AI not being able to keep up when they are doing exactly that right now. It's fine. Some of them are being quite aggressive about it too. Okay. At least I didn't manage to get eliminated, but... Well, assuming that the final lap goes like this one, I should be able to win, but that's an if. If it goes that way. Who knows? Will it go that way? I hope. But is it? You know, I believe it will, don't worry about it. Well, in fact, he's already behind me. As long as I don't make a mistake, I should be fine. Though, as you can see, he is gaining speed. It's pretty weird. Like, it's such an erratic behavior from the AI, right? Like, sometimes they go so fast, and some other times they are like yeah, whatever. I'm pretty sure it's not related at all to the car model or anything like that, you know. It's just what they decide. It's kind of like you know how you can never tell what a cat is thinking? Like, cats do whatever they want at all times. They are some very weird little shits. Like, one moment they are fine and the other one they are you know, throwing things off and scratching things and all of that. This is what this AI kind of feels like. They don't really seem to follow any particular logic. This guy absolutely slows down before the finish line, and it makes me think that they do it on purpose. That being said, I cannot lie, that was at least like exciting, because it made me feel like I wasn't gonna win. I think it is still done in a way where you pretty much will win. Slalom challenge. Okay. Well, at least I like that. Like, this challenge thing is they are kind of like renovating them, right? It's not like they are repeating the same challenges over and over again. Wait, we are back in the desert? Come on, dude, didn't you see the map? We should be out of the desert. Wait, gates miss? Oh, okay, that's a weird way of saying it. So you account the gates that you miss, not the gates you go through. Alright, sure, why not? I guess. Some of them are kinda hard to see, especially since they are kinda a very similar color to the, well, to the ground itself, the background itself. Though this is not slalom, you know. Slalom essentially means like going back and forth. Here it's like I'm driving normally. Well, to be completely honest with you, it's not like I know what the full meaning of the word slalom is. Like, I don't know the etymology, but I'm pretty sure that you use it in the context of going like left and right constantly, like you're back and forth between the two directions. Yeah, maybe not. But you get quite a lot of like you get a lot of leeway to do this. Like, missing 20 gates, like, you really have to suck balls to miss 20 gates somehow. Again, that's the reason, or I guess another reason why I think that this is such a great game for kids, because kids are normally pretty bad at games, right? So having a challenge like this that is super forgiving is a good idea. But yeah, here they are forgiving you a lot, like 20. I guess it can be both for kids or for very old people, right? Your grandma will probably play this game. Maybe. So yeah, understandable. Okay, there's one more at the bottom. Oh, it's the damage control. Okay. Oh, it's a 2-stage race? Really? No, that's what you unlock, I think. No, never mind, sorry, I'm a moron. But I think that after that I should purchase another car. I think that that's what the game is telling me with these unlocks, you know? That I am supposed to get another one. Well, here you can see the damage limit being lower than the previous one. The previous one was 50. So I can get hit. Well, I can get hit as much as I want, but the thing is that before the race is over, I need to be below 40, which shouldn't be a problem, really. Because in this mode, the repair things constantly respawn, so It's not like you need to ration them or whatever. It's fine if you don't. Ouch. That was pretty bad. Okay, and that guy just pushed me to a rock. It might be that on these damage control challenges the AI is a lot more aggressive, because I mean otherwise this will be pretty easy, you know. Like just being completely away from the danger. At least none of the repair pods are out of the way. Okay, see, that's a problem. I guess we are about to find out what happens when the damage reaches full, reaches 100. We are very close to finding out. But no, I will repair. Worry not. But thankfully the AI decided to take the slow path. Now here in this one, I don't know which one is the slow path. Like every time it looks like the blue path is the slow one, but for this one the blue one seems like a shortcut. Yeah, and it probably is. I mean, it might have been that I already had the advantage from before, but I'm definitely ahead of them now. I guess it's gonna cost a little bit to lower the damage that I have accumulated all this time. And especially if they get back at me like they are trying right now. Nah, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. In fact, I already have quite some distance with the second place. Yeah, and in no time I will be able to go back to 0. Yeah, I guess tracks like this that are kinda complex make the AI fall behind pretty easily. I mean, mostly because they take some very dumb routes that you have no reason to take, you know? So they end up wasting time by being dumb, essentially. Yeah, with this, am I not like only 2? Because I think that there are 8 vehicles in total in the game, right? So by unlocking this one, I'm like only 2 vehicles away. Also, how is it going here, Han? This game was released in PSP, PS2, and PC. And this is the PS2 version. So yeah. Though, then again, it's a game that I guess it's PSP, at least in spirit. It's quite a minimalistic game. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it originally was a PSP game and then it simply got ported to PS2. It most likely was like that, just like MotorStorm Arctic Edge. So yeah, seeing at it that way makes more sense. So I unlock the 4th equator concept. Yeah, let me check the what I can purchase. I will probably purchase one of those. Let me see. Oh wait, did I unlock all of them already? So I completely skipped one of them. So apparently, oh hold up, never mind. There are more. So out of all of this stat-wise, this one, well, it's between these two. This one is faster but has less handling. I think I will probably go for the Explorer, right? Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think that handling will probably be more important. What color though? Maybe I could make it... I mean, we could make it red, I guess. Just for some variety. Yeah, sure. And then on to the next one, which is this one, a 2-stage race. Yeah, that's fine. And I thought that you will have like enough money to just purchase every car, but well, I do have a nice amount of money still, but it's not like I had twice the amount of money that this car costed me, you know? That wasn't really the case. Yeah, it's fine. Now the question is how hard these vehicles are gonna become to handle later on. I mean, so far they work well enough, I guess, which is nice. Well, I will assume that you cannot fall outside of the track, right? Surely. I mean, it could be possible. But I don't think this is the kind of game that even has that plan. I mean, that will take definitely more effort than not having that option. So it makes me think that it doesn't have that option. Probably. Most likely. You can tell that when you pick a better car. So at the same time, as I say, I think that this particular like main races that are like in the center of the map are always supposed to be easy. And it's the challenges that you get in between this that are the hard ones. Okay, there was something weird about the sun there. I think the sun is going through rocks. Well, the interesting thing is that in the emulator's wiki page for this game, apparently there are 2 visual bugs that have no workaround, but I haven't really encountered either of them, or maybe I did and I don't understand what they mean. So the bugs are that, like, apparently the sky at high altitudes it's too low. Don't know what that means, but yeah, they say that. And they also say that the lights, instead of being circular, they are square. I also don't know what they mean. Like, I did have some graphical issues with this game, but they were all exclusively related to upscaling, and they are fixed by just changing some configurations. And I know which ones they are precisely because I already had those issues with another PS2 game called Rally 3. So I basically just apply those same fixes. The fixes were, promise I don't remember exactly how they are called, but one of them is I think it's half pixel offset, and in this case I set it to special texture. Like, I have no clue what that means, but it worked. Another thing is the upscaling needing to be in multiples of 2, so it's using a 4 times scaling, upscaling, right? And then the other thing I changed is some... Well, that's the issue. I don't remember how this option was called, but it's an option that has the value half. Like, of the possible values, one of them is half, and I pick that and it works. So, like, I have no idea what that does. Well, I more or less kinda know what it does. Like, when you upscale, it's possible that the textures are misaligned for whatever reason, and those options, what they do is attempting to align them back together, right? So yeah. Also, I gotta say that the reflection on the glass looks very cool. Hey, look at that. And also very high frame rate. Like, I'm pretty sure that the reflection is running at the same frame rate as the game, which you might be thinking, well, yeah, obviously, but lots of games don't do that. Like, usually they have the reflection at lower frame rate, because otherwise it's very resource intensive, but here the reflection is running at the same FPS as the game, which is obviously 60. Well, it's 60 specifically because this is the American version. And well, that's another thing I didn't mention. This game in Europe, it's just called Off-Road, but for the USA they call it a Ford Racing Off-Road. I don't even know if the original have originally licensed Ford vehicles. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, the point is that this one does. Because, you know, it's the USA, it's America, right? Cannot be America without Ford, I guess. I'm not sure if I would call it the most American company for cars, but it is pretty American, yeah. Oh, this is a new track. It's called Shoreline. The weird thing is that it's a new track, and the first thing you are doing is showing the reverse version. It's pretty weird. Wait, I just realized that this minimap looks smaller than the other ones. Is that because it's a longer track? Could be, though it's also a very high-speed track. Like, so far, well, you have a corner like this, but most of what happened before was kinda like just full speed. Like, you didn't need to worry about reducing your speed at any moment. I wonder if going through the water reduces your speed. But yeah, that's the thing. I don't think this game has any complex physics. Though this part looks pretty good. I feel like the game should have opened up with this track, because not only it's pretty simple, because as I say it's mostly straights, but it looks very good. I'm not saying the other ones look bad, but this one certainly looks better than the previous ones. Just a very visually stunning track. I guess anything that you put on a beach is just gonna look good, right? Probably. I mean, the thing is that places like with shorelines tend to be just universally aesthetically pleasing, you know? Like, they just look good. They just casually look good. Yeah, this one looks good too. Well, another thing, you know, since I say that this game is good for kids, is that the music is completely melodical. Like, there are no lyrics, so it's not like you can have... Well, that's the thing, you know, I mentioned Gran Turismo not being a good thing for kids because it's complex and whatever, but the music in the Gran Turismo games, some of it is explicit. Well, explicit. They use bad words. It's not explicit as in they are describing like a super, you know, out of place situation. Like, if I'm not mistaken, Gran Turismo 4 had... Yeah, I'm pretty sure Gran Turismo 4 had a song with the... I don't remember the name of the song. It's the one that in the chorus says, "Not listening, not anymore." Pretty sure that song has multiple curse words. Well, and I remember Gran Turismo 3 having Shoot as Priest Turbo Lover, which doesn't have any explicit word, but it's just a song that is full of innuendos, right? And remember, one of the phrases is, we hold each other closer as we shift to overdrive, which doesn't really mean anything fucked up, obviously. It's like, it's supposed to be a way to refer to romantic physical affection, right? So yeah, in a game like this where the music is simply, well, it's devoid of lyrics, you also don't have that problem. So yeah, I guess it is like, imagine that you're from a household that is not extremely wealthy at all, and you have the PS2 in, you know, like, your parents purchased you the PS2 in 2008, like 2 years essentially after the PS3 was out, which is not very different to what happened to me, by the way. I don't remember exactly what year my parents purchased me the PS2, but it probably was around there. So what I'm trying to say is that I can understand that, and for something like that, if you're a kid, again, this game is very good at that. Just does what it does very well, right? Yeah. Yeah, I guess at least, I mean, obviously the person that recommended this to me, which is, you know, Metix, one of my viewers, I obviously cannot know how their childhood was, but I will assume that with a game like this, that at least is a good part of the childhood. Wait a second. You want me to pass 6 checkpoints and there's only one in the whole map? No, there's probably gonna be another one after I go through it, right? Like, surely that's not the only checkpoint in the whole map. Because that will mean I will need to do 6 laps. No, okay, it just spawns another one. No worries. At least this part of Metix's childhood, I'm assuming, was pretty cool. I mean, it does remind me, keep in mind, I always mention it, but my childhood, when it comes to the PS1, was Ridge, like the games I remember the most are Ridge Racer and Gran Turismo. You know? Wait, shouldn't I turn back here to reach that checkpoint? Can you even do that? Or is it gonna say wrong way? Because with the time I have remaining, I don't think I can make it the whole way, right? Well, it doesn't say wrong way, so... Oh, I didn't mean to take this path. Fuck, this is clearly way longer. It's fine. Are you gonna make me go back again? No, not this time. But I'm pretty sure you were intended to turn around. Anyways, I was about to say before I distracted myself, to me, a lot of my childhood were games like Ridge Racer and Gran Turismo, so I will assume that this is essentially your Ridge Racer and or Gran Turismo. But in that way, I definitely understand. Because I mean, someone nowadays can play the first Ridge Racer game, which is the one I played when I was a kid, and it's like, wow, this game is, you know, could be better. The thing is that to me, that game was very good. I do think that most people that play the first Gran Turismo game will probably think that it is an amazing game. At least the ones that know and understand that it's a PS1 game and obviously will not be better than the ones that came afterwards, but yeah. Well, and interestingly enough, before that, I think that my first racing game was probably in the Sega Genesis. It was like Mario Andretti's Challenge, I think was the name. I think that might have been my very first racing game, probably. Maybe. I don't know. And yeah, then came the PS1 with both Ridge Racer and Gran Turismo. Alright, that's it. Yeah, I don't remember what the description of this event say, but I'm pretty sure the description probably told you that you could turn around, right? Probably. Maybe. Okay, another gold rush one. This time is 4,000 credits. And of course we need to stay in first place. So otherwise it doesn't count, regardless of the cash you pick up. So yeah, stay in first place. Oh, this is also a new track. Well, it's it also happened on the previous Gold Rush challenge that they use a brand new track to introduce it. I'm not sure if that's the best idea, but sure, why not? I mean, I guess it's a way to also get more familiar with the track, because you are forced to go into each path to collect all the coins. This kinda sounds like Big Blue's theme from F-Zero. I mean, they probably got inspired by it. Keep in mind, well, that's the interesting thing, right? F-Zero, like the entirety of F-Zero was already out when this game came out. Like the last F-Zero game, which was Climax, if I'm not mistaken, released in 2004 or 2005, right? So yeah, like this, they could definitely have gotten inspired by that song to make that one, to make this one, I mean. Now that's a thing that probably could have been pretty cool. Like growing up with F-Zero, it wasn't my case because I didn't have Nintendo consoles when I was a kid. F-Zero, like if I actually grew up with F-Zero, I probably will be even a bigger fanboy than I already am. So that's the thing, dude. I feel like it probably would have been dangerous. If I grew up with Nintendo, you know how attached I will be to a lot of the franchises? You know the amount of money I will have to spend every time a new release of a franchise comes out? So maybe I should be thankful. Also, how is it going, Metix? Yeah, I'm playing this game because you suggested it. I was essentially saying that it seems that it is a game that is very appropriate for kids to play. Because it's a game that is basically just cars in a natural environment with challenges that are pretty permissive. So yeah. I think that if you own a PS2, I guess as a kid, it is the perfect game to play, probably. The thing is that for anyone other than a kid, I'm not particularly sure it would have been a good idea in the year 2008. Oh, you had it on PC? Wait, hold up. I want to pick up this coin. Since these guys are so far behind me, might as well flex a little bit. I am allowed to flex. But yeah, it's I mean, it's at least a nice experience. Just that obviously, assuming that you are not a kid, by 2008 you have a plethora of options to pick from. And as I was saying, at least in PS2, the best example is, of course, Gran Turismo 4. Like, I'm pretty sure that Gran Turismo 4 probably featured multiple of these pickup trucks in this game. And if we're talking about PC, again, and this is assuming that it's not a game to be played by a kid, you have stuff like Most Wanted, like Need for Speed Most Wanted, or Need for Speed Carbon, right? So that's the thing. It's a game that I think that if the target is not a kid, it's probably not a good choice. And again, not in the year 2008. Obviously, if instead of 2008 this game came out in, I don't know, 2001, that would have been pretty impressive. Well, I don't know if pretty impressive, but it certainly would have been better in time than 2008, that's for sure. But yeah. Well, as I was saying, like, one of the reasons why I kinda hesitated to even play this game is because in the wiki page it says that it has so many negative reviews, right? Like, it's a game that like averages 3 points out of 10. Like, critics really went hard on this game. And as I say, it makes sense that they will go hard on the game, because if you don't think it as a game for kids, it falls flat in every way, clearly. But that's the thing, as a game for a kid, like right now, because maybe my memory is not very good, and because, you know, I also didn't play every single game in the PS2 library, but like, this is probably the best racing game for a kid in the PS2. Maybe. Maybe not, I don't know. It has couch co-op, you can split screen with your friend. Well, yeah, that's that's something that back then was also a standard. You know, split screen, if anything, stopped being a standard in recent years. Well, recent, in like the last, what, 10 years, maybe more, but back in 2008, split screen was still a standard, so I wouldn't really call that a strong point of the game. That was simply, you know, something to be expected at that point. But yeah. Well, now that I think about it, I don't know if Need for Speed Most Wanted had a split screen. It probably did. It's just that I never really cared that much about split screen myself, since these are usually games that I play by myself. But yeah, I think that many games that I probably am not aware that have split screen probably had split screen. So having a good memory playing this game on PSP, I had a huge headache before, and when playing it, nothing about the game. I was just having a terrible day. It happens. Like when something bad is happening and you associate the memory to that. And it makes sense. Well, I have no memories of playing this game for the fact that I never played it before. But yeah. If I played this game as a kid, I would have liked it too. And it's not like I dislike it now, it's just as I say, if we put things into context, which is 2008 in PS2, and yes, sure, PC as well, but the point is that it's that generation, right? PS2, PC, and PSP. In that context, this was not a good option in general. But it's fine. I mean, it gets the job done. Well, a lot of reviews says that this game have bugs, but I don't see them. I mean, yes, the collisions with the opponents is terrible, but I wouldn't call that a bug, that's a feature. Well, maybe you have bugs if you're actively seeking them. Like if you try going through a wall, maybe you go past it, like you go through it. But I don't have any reason to try that. Well, I could, it's just that I don't really feel like it, you know. Oh, and we're getting close to the snow area, though not yet. Seems that it's gonna start on the next one. Maybe. The feature meme is real, yeah. You know, this game does have very bad collisions. Mostly with opponents. Against the walls or whatever, I guess they are also not very good, but against opponents the collisions are terrible. Like, they are very bad. Though you can say that that adds to the difficulty. And I think that that's kinda needed considering the game is quite easy, so I guess adding some difficulty by having, you know, rough collisions is like whatever, like sure, why not? Oh, well, okay, right there I crash against absolutely nothing. Pretty funny. It's fine, don't worry about it. Hey, don't worry. I just know that I don't dislike the game. I think that what it does it well. It's just that what it does for 2008 standards falls short. But yeah, like, who cares? I mean, if you've seen a lot of the games I play, you will know I have almost no standards, so don't worry about it. It's not a problem. I mean, you know the amount of indie games I play that I'm like, you know, this game doesn't really do anything better that hasn't been done before, but I still play them. And oftentimes till the end, you know? But in my case, playing a game like this is simply... it's common. It's just what I do. Nothing more, nothing less. Something that I do gotta say is that at least using the texture upscaling that comes with the emulator, the game looks very good. I don't know, I mean, probably native resolution doesn't look that good, obviously, but here it does look pretty nice. And it might as well look nice, it's a 2008 game, you know? I mean, it's pretty interesting, when you compare it to the same console it's one thing, but then you can compare it to, you know, a game that I didn't play that long ago on stream, which is Grid, the original Grid, on the PS3. I think that game released in 2007 or also 2008, one of those. And it's funny to compare that game with this one, because that game released before this, and it's like magnitudes better in every way. Again, maybe not for a kid, that's the thing. For a kid, this game, I cannot stress how many... I cannot stress enough, I meant to say, that how good for a kid this game is. Because as I say, kids usually fucking suck at games. So a game like this that is so laid back and so inoffensive is kinda like the best thing that a kid can play without getting frustrated and without getting a bad influence, because that's the thing, like, you know? As I say, I wouldn't really be okay with a kid playing Most Wanted, Need for Speed Most Wanted. That's probably not a good influence. I'm pretty sure many parents allow them to do that, but... well, and I'm definitely not gonna be a parent, but in the alternate universe where I am a parent, sorry, I don't think I will be okay with my kid playing Most Wanted. Once he's a teenager, obviously, sure. But yeah. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it, because I mean, the worst thing that Most Wanted has is just characters acting tough, you know, like acting in a threatening way, and they are real life actors, so it's not like it's some cartoony guy with a twisted mustache that is, you know, talking about conquering the world in a comically maniac laugh, right? Like, we're talking about real actors acting like, well, not like real street tough, because street tough will actually pull out a gun or something like that, but the point is that I wouldn't want my kid to take those behaviors as normal, and more importantly, not antagonizing the police, right? I was playing Turtles Genocider World as a kid just fine. I don't know what that game is. No, I think the most fucked up game I played as a kid, and not really as a kid, I was a teenager. But the thing is that it was inappropriate at the time. It was God of War. I think I told the story many times, but maybe not many times, but I remember that my aunt, I think it was the one that purchased me the game, because, you know, it's a game about Greek mythology, right? So it probably talks about history and all of that. That seems like it's gonna be nice for my kid. And it's a game that is ultra violent with its, well, technically not explicit nudity, because I don't think tits count as explicit. It depends on who you ask, I guess. But the point is that, yeah, you had all that shit that obviously teenagers nowadays see way worse than that, and probably way earlier. But the point is that it's still, from an objective standpoint, not something appropriate for a teenager, right? Like that extreme violence, gore, and nudity. Like, no, it shouldn't be. But I think that's the most inappropriate thing I played. Maybe I played other things that I don't remember now, and I probably was too young to even know they were inappropriate, so I don't remember. But the God of War is the example I remember the most. That being said, I really like the games. Both 1 and 2, those are the two I played when I was younger. When I was a teenager. I do remember God of War 1 pretty much breaking my hands, because you were supposed to spam like an asshole to be able to do many of the things you're supposed to do, right? I remember specifically the final boss was so painful. Many things you were supposed to spam. I remember when I finally did it, feeling so fulfilled. God of War 2, on the other hand, was a lot easier. Like, they toned down the spam requirement, and the final boss was a joke. At least for what I remember, the final boss was very whack. Like, wasn't in fact the final boss like mostly like I remember you fighting an actual enemy, but like the very end was simply like a quick time event. And the enemy part wasn't even that hard. In God of War 1, I remember it being very hard. Or maybe that's just my impression back then. I don't know what I would think if I played it now. The God of War games are games I definitely have to play again at some point. It's been so long. Probably playing appropriate stuff as a kid, and my childhood is 2D pixel art, and pixel art violence isn't that much of a big deal, yeah. Yeah, I think the worst part at that point is Mortal Kombat. Like, Mortal Kombat is probably the biggest exponent of extreme violence and inappropriate shit. Yeah. Like, back into the... It wasn't... Yeah, that big of a deal, I guess. As I say, when I was a kid, I cannot really remember playing anything inappropriate. Only when I was a teenager and with God of War. I think it's the only example I can think of. I do remember playing Mortal Kombat Armageddon in a friend's house. And that shit was nasty back then. It's still nasty today, but back then, since I wasn't used to seeing that shit, it was kinda traumatizing in a way. It's fine. They are... whatever. But Outside of Ultimate Mortal Kombat, I was never really a fan of the Mortal Kombat games. Well, I also like Mortal Kombat 9, and that's ironically because it's supposed to be a reboot of the series. It goes back to the original trilogy. But every other Mortal Kombat game was like, whatever. Right, so we're getting into the snow. Well, in fact, this one is the first snow one. It's a gauntlet challenge. Beat an increasing number of opponents over the ridge. Okay. I think that's the first time that you show a challenge like this one. Well, I think no, it is. But I'm not sure I understood what the description means, so... This is something that we'll have to... We'll need a... Wait. Oh, so they start first and then you follow afterwards. Well, that's no problem assuming they don't have a faster car than you do. And, you know, that's kind of an issue, because this one is supposed to be like slightly faster than me, but it's pretty much the same, like, car grade, I guess, if you want to call it like that. But if it gets any faster than this, I will no longer have an advantage, so that sounds like a problem. Kinda. Especially if they do start ahead of me. But I still don't know exactly how this one works, so... There's also a track with quite different paths, so they could fall behind in one of them. But if anything, I'm also falling behind, kinda. Well, not literally, he's behind, but... And this one we already learned that it's the blue path that is the fastest one, I think. Wait, what's gonna happen once I cross the finish line? Like, are we gonna go back to standing start, or do we just keep going? Oh, another one spawns in front of me. The problem is that... Oh, and there's two of them. Well, I don't know if these cars are supposed to be faster or not, because... Well, they probably are. But yeah, I'm not really having that many issues getting up to them. Maybe I will have issues leaving them behind, but I don't know. Hopefully not. The real issue is what are we gonna see on the final lap. Most likely there's gonna be, I mean, just following simple pattern logic. We are probably gonna see 3 of them, right? Maybe. And if there are 3 of them, the question is, how fast? Ooh, these guys are catching up. As long as they don't take the blue path, they probably should be fine, right? Oh, one of them took it. Fuck. Oh, the 2 of them took it. Alright. Yeah, this guy could easily win, but he won't. Okay, so yeah, don't go that path, go this one. This one should be faster. Or is it? Maybe not. Okay, and I'm quite behind right now. Will this be the first event I lose? It's possible. It is very possible. This might be the very first event I actually lose. Which will be a shame, because it will, you know, it will ruin my perfect record. Yeah, I'm losing. He's a scrub. He fucking sucks. Ah, fuck. Okay, that's fine. But at least I got the repair. I wanted to get that. Okay, this guy is doing weird shit. Okay, and I overtook everyone except this guy. And I overtook him now. Okay. Again, go to the blue path. Yeah, that one. Okay. No, wrong way, my ass. I'm going the right way. But yeah, I win. Oh, I could have easily lost that, but I didn't. Nice. See, no problem. We got it. Just gotta believe in ourselves a little bit. Yeah, that worked. Don't worry, my perfect record is intact so far, I guess. An expedition. Oh, this is the hidden treasure shit. Okay. Well, the previous one that was hidden treasure wasn't super hard. I don't know if the treasure will be a totem like last time. It's still 4 of them. And well, they could be in any of these paths. The first ones I'm gonna take are probably the off paths. Like this one. There's also some in-betweens here, so they really could be anywhere. But I still don't know if what I'm looking for is a totem or something else. Wait, is there really nothing in here? Really? Well, I see a totem there. It's a totem. I think this one is a little bit more golden than the other one, probably. Pretty fucked up that there was absolutely nothing on the off path. I gotta remember the places I went so I don't go where they are again. I missed one. Well, I probably missed more than one at this point. I don't know if you mean that I missed one on the path I was taking, or if you mean somewhere else. You see, the fact that I missed one is pretty clear. Missed one and... Wait, it was on the screen, really? Damn, I'm blind then. Well, just in case I miss it again, let me take this other path. Okay, I see this one. I don't know if that's the one. Well, maybe it was the one, actually. It could have been. I don't see how... I don't know how I didn't see it. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, it was that one? Nice. Alright. So one more to go. And it's there. At least you can do on... You can go on reverse simply by holding the brake button, which is pretty nice. When I got the Land Rover Discovery, get it because the event is called Discovery, or is it? No, it's called Expedition, never mind. Cannot even make the show properly. Overtake Challenge. Oh, this is an interesting one. I like this challenge. This is something that... I mean, if you play Ridge Racer, even though Ridge Racer is kinda supposed to be, you know, a racing game, the first ones are essentially an overtake challenge. You overtake slower cars until you, you know, find the first one. So I think that this will be pretty close to that. So I need to overtake 10 of them. I don't know what clean overtake has to do with this though. What happens if I don't make a clean overtake? Will I get my license revoked or whatever? Could be. But we're about to find out. See, that was not a clean overtake. And indeed, the game recognizes it as a non-clean overtake. Maybe a clean overtake increases the time limit. Will be. Because I mean, right now I'm kind of running out of time, you know? So if it does that, I will need to do it as soon as possible. It said time extended now and it didn't say it before, so I gotta assume clean overtakes are what's needed to extend your time. Would have been nice to know that beforehand, because I'm pretty sure the description didn't say it. Or did it? I mean, I'm not very good at reading, you know. I wonder if you could cheese it by... No, because I think that once you overtake them, they disappear, so... you cannot simply let yourself be overtaken and then overtake again. No, that wouldn't work. Yeah, that's what doing a clean overtake does. And also here, you don't have any repair pods. Like you cannot possibly repair your vehicle. Also, the cars do disappear when you overtake them, but they don't do it immediately, so it doesn't look that bad, right? But yeah, you can see them disappear if you look back, but at least if you don't look back, they dissimulate it pretty well that they are disappearing. It would be nice at least if they had a little fade out effect instead of just like, you know, suddenly popping out of existence. It's fine. Yeah, that was a clean overtake, even though not really. The only thing that matters is being slightly ahead of them. And the game counts it as an overtake. I need one more. Well, instead of following the alternate pathway, don't I just go here? In fact, shouldn't that make it easier to overtake? I don't even need to worry about being clean. Well, I didn't really overtake, but yeah, it's fine. Yeah, they get Thanos snap out of existence. Well, they deserve it for being slow. And I think that this is a good time to purchase a new vehicle at this point. I mean, it's probably overkill, but still. Here we're going straight into snow territory, so let's see. But yeah, those are new, but I'm not gonna purchase them. There are still some left, but yeah, we'll have to get one of these. Oh, this one is... Okay, it's objectively the best one. Like, it's not a matter of, yeah, I can choose between this or this. This one is objectively the best one. Okay. Should I use the golden paint now? I think I will. Or maybe I should leave it for later. No, let's use it now. I will use the golden thingy now. I will redeem the gold. Alright. A 3-stage race. Yeah. It's supposed to move on to the new region after all. That's the idea. Yeah. Though this might be a lot more yellow than golden, really. I think that this is... Well, I guess it depends on the light that reflects on it, but yeah, I think it's mostly yellow, kinda. It's fine. I guess, yeah, it is golden depending on how you look at it. Maybe you can see that it's a matter of perspective, you know? It's golden if you want it to be. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's golden in my eyes. Yeah, I'm assuming that at this point is where the cars become fairly hard to drive, because they are quite fast. It's very yellow. Yeah, you can see that. It's fine, don't worry about it. Oh shit. Well, that didn't damage my car as much as I thought it would. So that's nice. Could have been a lot worse. Wait, do I really want to go here? I mean, I could pick up the repair pod, but... Send it out. No, it's too early for that. I mean, my vehicle is... Okay. Yeah. On corners, it drifts a lot. It's kind of an issue. Not to mention, it's also gigantic. Like, it's a very big car. So it's kind of hard to... to steer properly. It's fine. I'm sure at least against these opponents it's gonna be okay. Probably. Maybe. Though I'm surprised that this guy that is in second place is actually resisting so well. Like, normally in these 3-stage tournaments they tend to already be falling behind, but they are definitely not falling behind. Well, they will. In fact, they already are kind of falling behind, but... yeah. I don't like these lakes levels, they look like poop. Why? Why do you say that? I mean, isn't the desert more brown than this? Like, if anything, the desert is the one that will look more like that, wouldn't it? Okay, some of these corners are being quite an issue too. The desert is pretty. Well, I definitely disagree with that. I don't like the desert. Well, I don't like the desert in... Well, I was saying this earlier, but in any game that has a desert, I don't like the desert. Just simply not my thing. It's fine. It cannot be everyone's thing, I guess. Are we gonna crash on the intersection? No, I'm clearly ahead of him. I hope it gets harder so you have a bit of a challenge. Well, I mean, some of the events were... Like, I was close to losing a couple times. Like, there was one event that I remember that I barely won. Like, I overtook on the last 3 seconds. I kinda already knew I was gonna win because of the behavior of that car in the previous laps, but yeah. Maybe you're too much better than the 10-year-old me. Well, yes, obviously, but I mean, I'm also better than the 10-year-old me. I'm pretty sure you are also better than the 10-year-old me. That's to be expected, you know? Like, clearly, it's the It's the point. When we are young, we are not very good at many things, and video games is one of them. So yeah. Oh, and we are finally in the snow area. This is the first race in this area. It's pretty cool. Yeah, let's see how it goes. So that's a very weird shape, I gotta say. Like it goes from very wide to very narrow in what looks like no time, right? Now, my real issue here is if I can beat this game today, or if I will have to leave it for tomorrow, I don't know, because theoretically the snow area is the last one. I mean, at least if you look at the other game modes, there's only 3 areas to select. So unless there is like a secret area like like Mario Kart Special Cup, like this is not gonna last that much longer. But at the same time, it might be a lot for today. That's the thing. It's just that if I continue it tomorrow, I will have to think of a plan B. Like think of another game to play. You know? I don't know. I could play... I mean, I've been playing a lot of Touhou lately. I guess I subconsciously wanna prepare for the release of the Touhou 6 remake. I guess this is why I'm playing so many Touhou games. To be honest, the 10-year-old me was absolutely double overtaking the AI. When you say double overtaking, you mean lapping them? Are you sure? It doesn't seem very possible to lap these opponents on 3 laps. Really? On 3 laps? I mean, I'm not saying I don't believe you, but I'm not sure how. Unless you pick like one of the fastest cars and they pick one of the slowest ones. Yes, lapping is something that you can obviously do given enough laps, but in only 3 laps, I find it a little bit hard to believe. I have no idea, but I remember doing it. I mean, it could be. I don't know. Not sure if it was on the career mode. Maybe it was in the arcade mode or in the tournament mode. Also, that was a shortcut, by the way. A very short shortcut, but a shortcut nonetheless. It's pretty funny to see how this thing drifts. Like the last thing you would expect from such a gigantic tank like this one is drifting. Seeing things like pickup trucks or even cargo trucks, right? Drifting is always pretty funny. Alright. So this thing can reach 200 kilometers per hour. That's some serious business. Also, no one is using the F350. Maybe I'm cheating. I'm using a vehicle that is far too good for these guys. I'm abusing these guys. It's fine. But yeah, let's just see. At least there will be a brand new set of tracks to beat on the snow. And all of this, by the way, you also unlock it to play it on the other modes. Well, the game already tells you that you unlock it, but yeah, that's the idea. But again, I do think it's a very good kid game. Well, there is another game I remember from the PS1 though, that is Toy Story Racer. That is also definitely a good racing game for kids. Though that one can be pretty hard at times. Like, that's the thing. I think that's the reason why this one is so appropriate. Like, the difficulty is just so permissive, right? Like, anyone can play it. Like, this is truly a game for everyone, you know? Like, anyone can play this game without any issues. So that's pretty nice. I like it. I think that, I mean, I don't know how many more events are remaining, but I think that I will need to probably leave them for later, though I could probably just scroll all the way to the right to see how many events are remaining. I'm usually not a fan of doing that because it's kind of like I'm spoiling myself, I guess, in a way. But if I want to plan properly, I probably would want to do that. Maybe. Perhaps. I don't know. I guess I'm kinda curious on playing the previous games. The ones, like the Ford racing games. Because I'm pretty sure the Ford racing games are supposed to be about, you know, on-road racing instead of off-road. The cover of most of them have a Ford GT. But at the same time, I cannot imagine that being a better idea than just playing like a more general racing game rather than one focus on Ford. And I almost completely spin out there. Well, that's at least the... Wait, I got 30,000 for that? And that's quite a lot. I guess the final batch of vehicles might also be quite expensive. I don't think money's gonna be a problem whatsoever. We got a slalom challenge. Well, this one was extremely free last time. So I expect that to be the same right now. Because the thing about slalom is that you could miss 28s on the previous event that had it. This one probably will be less. No, it's still 20 really. But how could I possibly miss 20, dude? I will have to do this blindfolded to somehow miss 20. Come on. Who do you think I am? Yeah, I missed a gate there because it was on the other side. So that means that I probably should follow the main road, which I mean obviously makes sense, but don't go to the alternate path. Well, to be fair, losing these gates, or rather missing these gates, can be pretty easy with how gigantic this vehicle is. Because missing doesn't just mean going outside of them. Like, knocking those things down also counts as missing. Yeah, if that's the case, it is quite easy to miss them on a... Hiding that behind a champ was a little bit fucked up, but it's fine. That's the thing, even with those 2 misses, I can still do 18 more, you know? That's kinda... Yeah, that's not happening. Oh, nice crash, bro. Well, that's actually the same thing I did last time, and it made me miss this one. Well, I didn't crash like that last time, but that's also another thing. I don't know what happens when you reach full damage. Like, it almost happened once, but like, I'm assuming that you simply like lose the event, but then what happens? Do you lose the car as well? That will be fucked up. And if that's the thing, like, if you either lose the car or if you need to pay money to repair it, will it be actually possible to game over? Because let's assume that you had to repair the only car you have and you have no money to do that. Like, do you just get soft lock for the rest of eternity or what? I think you just need money. Well, but that's the thing. What if you don't have money and you're down to your last car? Right? Like, you have maxed out the damage of the only car you have and you're out of money, which obviously is something that you have to actively try for that to happen. Like, I don't think that can happen normally, but the thing is, if it happens, what do you do? Like, is it game over, soft lock, you need to restart the save, or what? I don't know. That will be scary. Well, the thing is that, you know, in Need for Speed Most Wanted, that can actually happen. It's just that you don't restart the save, you simply restart from the last point that you save. Like, in Need for Speed, the thing is that you can have your cars encoded by the police. So when that happens, like, you have a couple times where you can simply, like, you have a get out of jail card, kinda. But eventually, if they have enough strikes, you lose the car. And if you lose the car, you will have to purchase another one. If you don't have money, you're essentially fucked. It lets you reload your last save. These tracks look so cool. They don't make games like this anymore. I mean, I don't want to burst your bubble, but they pretty much do. They definitely do. It's just that it depends on what you're looking for. I mean, these particular combinations of things that this game has, which is basically being a very casual game, while also having, like, you know, original tracks and like weird, wacky game modes. Like, yeah, maybe this particular combination of circumstances is not done. But it's not done mostly because I don't think most people are interested in a game like this. But you definitely have games that look stunning that are supposed to be off-road games. The best example being the Dirt Rally series. Dirt Rally has amazing graphics and you go through many beautiful places. I don't know if I don't think they are fictional, but they look fantastic nonetheless. But I guess that's a question in itself, right? Like racing games that are supposed to be kind of like down to earth, like they are not supposed to be like futuristic racing or anything like that, but that they take place in fictional tracks. Yeah, maybe that's not something ultra common. But yeah. Also, I'm kinda fucking my car over pretty badly right now. That's bad. Yeah, I'm like 50%. I don't think that taking the right path is a good idea, but like the right path is very clearly slower. Oh wait, this guy didn't... He actually didn't take it. Wait, this might actually be my first defeat after all. I mean, that's the thing, it will be my first defeat. Well, that's interesting. It took a while though, you know? But that is the thing that will stain my perfect record. Pretty cool. Alright, hold up. I kinda need to repair this shit. How expensive is it? Oh shit. Wait. Well, 1,000 is not that bad. The problem is if you have to continuously repair it. That's kind of an issue. That does seem like a hard one to do. Because regardless of how my car was about to break, those guys were fast. Losing to a kills game, that's more common than you think. Yeah, it happens. I guess well, if the difficulty is gonna be like this from now on, then probably I should leave it for tomorrow, because here I'm basically assuming that every single, you know, event I'm gonna beat it on the first try. But if that's not the thing, then yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to do it today. We'll have to leave it for tomorrow. I mean, it had to happen eventually, you know. I just think that this is a little bit early, mostly because this car is still supposed to be the faster one of the ones that are showing up here, so yeah, the fact that it's losing is a little bit concerning, because I did unlock a new car that I could purchase, but purchasing it right now will be way too early, you know? Like, it's not a good idea. If I lose this attempt, I guess I should try going for another event, because that's the thing. You don't need to follow them in order like this. Like, you could simply do another one. Like, you could do the one that comes afterwards. But yeah, you can see that here even this first opponent is very, very close to me, despite being only the first opponent, right? So yeah, right there, that F350 is the one. Well, yeah, it's the same vehicle I'm using. Well, the Discovery is not, but Yeah, the F350, which is that one ahead of me, that is the same vehicle I'm using. Which means that losing to him makes this an entirely skill issue. Which is a problem. Well, you could even say it's an issue. Get it? But yeah, the point is that this guy is being a problem. And the thing is that you build up so much damage by basically grinding against an opponent. And with how the physics of this game are, that will happen constantly. If you cannot overtake, you will constantly be grinding against the opponent, and that will build up your damage meter super quickly. So that is kind of an issue. And by kinda, I mean it's definitely an issue. We also have the other guy wanting to join right now. Damn it, asshole. Yeah, now I'm back at 50. Well, at least I managed to beat him, but there is still one more wave. Wait. Okay. I think that the Range Rover Sport there is the only one that's supposed to be faster, right? I think. Maybe. I'm fearing how damaged this thing is, though. I will assume that the only penalty of being damaged is simply like, well, you fail the event and then on the garage you have to repair it the same way I did. So yeah, shouldn't be that big of a deal, but the big deal here is beating these guys, and doesn't seem like it will be happening right now. We will see, but it's not looking like it. But there is one guy that is absolutely out of this, but which I'm assuming is the 250, but these two are definitely not. I don't know if taking this shotgun, it's barely even a shotgun. Yeah, that was not a good idea. But at least one of them... No, never mind, they both take the same place. Yeah, here the... Yeah, I cannot beat those guys. It's just the most slow you can get. Oh wait, so you do get slower when you take damage. I didn't know that. Yeah, I lose that again, so I think this one I probably should come back when I have a better car. I think I should probably repair my car again. Maybe. It's a shame that you have to manually set this to maximum, but yeah, whatever. I just lost almost 3,000 credits, by the way, on doing that. That's pretty sad. It's fine. Like, before purchasing another vehicle, I want to make sure it's the best one. And I don't know which one is the best one, but... Like, so far I only have one vehicle that is faster than this one, so... Yeah. Not a good idea to do it now. And maybe that one event will be the only one that will be harder than the rest. Well, I also could have not used the repair and simply pick this ones up, but there's only two of them. And if it is true that they make you slower, then you probably don't want that. So the car doesn't break. You should say that the more damage you have, the slower you go. But I didn't know that. Also, I shouldn't have come here. Like, this is clearly... Then I'm gonna go to 100%, so I guess if anything we're gonna find out what happens. when you get 200. It might be that you do get slower. I just want to know though if you immediately lose the event or not. No, you don't. I'm in 100, but yeah, when you're in 100 it basically becomes... I think it also becomes hard to drive on top of being slow. Yeah, unfortunately these repair pods do not respond, so you kind of have to pick one. And yeah, at least it's good to know that you cannot insta-fail the event like that. Okay, and the normal repair pods repair 50%. I didn't know that. I seen the repair pods in the damage control events, and those repair less. No, dude, okay, fuck. You can restart. So when you restart, do you have the same amount of damage? Oh, wait. Wait, so you can cheese it like that? That's pretty fucked up. You can essentially have a lot of damage. Well, I don't know if the restart probably goes back to the main, well, the original damage you had, but if you take a lot of damage, you can simply restart. Yeah, the same amount of damage you had when you started. Yeah, that's what I thought. And yeah, that was the first restart. So yeah, no, it's pretty clear that in this snow area, the game is definitely getting harder. Like, there is zero doubt about that. And I know for a fact that this game has difficulty settings, so what's most likely happening here is that on this snow area, the difficulty setting simply goes too hard. I am getting kinda fucked. The problem is that I still think it is too early to purchase another car, you know? I have to wait a little bit more. Especially because at this point, cars are not particularly cheap. I fucked that up. But thankfully the physics of this game are so special that, you know, crashing head first like that doesn't really do much. Just slightly moves you to the side, so no reason to worry. Yeah, it's certainly not the right way of doing that corner. Yeah, the goofy physics, I think it's an understatement, yeah. The physics of this game are something else. Though here, hold up, I'm gonna run out of time. Did I miss a checkpoint? No, I'm pretty sure I didn't. Wait, like, forget about winning the race. I think I'm actually gonna run out of time first. That's very messed up. Are you really gonna do that? Will be. Yeah, like, look at that. Almost reached zero. And the time extent that you get is not that impressive at all. Yeah, that is a problem. Yeah, I guess it was about time that the game was gonna get hard, you know? It took a while, but it came. A shame I have to sacrifice my line to get that repair ball, whatever. If it is true that the car is faster, the more, the less damage it has, then it probably is worth it to do that. Are you sure that's how it works though, Metix? That the more damage you are, the slower you go? I mean, it has to be, yes, because otherwise, if having full damage doesn't break your car, then yeah, it has to be some sort of other penalty, right? Otherwise it wouldn't make sense. Also, it's funny here how the checkpoints in the minimap are like in the physical place they are. So one of them being knocked over, it actually appears further. And that's a win. Nice. See, no worries. Easy. That actually was not easy at all. It feels like you're faster now. Yeah, probably. Because if it's not like that, what else could it be? Alright. So, I will do this one, for example. Oh, hold up. Okay, that's the end. It's not that far. That's the problem, you know? Like, I don't know how hard these races are gonna be. But the thing is that it's so close. Like, unless that's extremely hard, like the races that are left, this is something that, you know, I probably should do now. I was 0.5 seconds from a loss. Hey, don't worry. That's good enough. You know, I don't know what to do, because it's pretty clear we are so close to the end, but it all depends on how hard this is. Assuming I can beat every event in the first try, well, that probably will lead to a 4-hour stream, actually. I'm not sure how good of an idea that is. And it's absolutely true that here the damage you receive is way higher, without a doubt. So that also adds some element of difficulty to the game. And maybe I should continue tomorrow. I simply should have a plan B. That's what I definitely need. Like, which plan B? I don't know, but a plan B for sure is what I need. It most likely is gonna be something. Well, actually, instead of Toho, it could be a rhythm game. Maybe. I don't know. Could be many things. I haven't really thought of anything personally. Okay, a plan B will be needed. Like, as far as I know, it's only 5 events remaining, right? If it's only 5... I mean, I am very tempted of doing it today, but I'm pretty sure that the length of those events is clearly, especially the one at the end that is 3 races, like that's definitely gonna make it go to, like if I were to do it today, it will easily make it go to a 4-hour stream. And of course I could do that. I just did a 4-hour stream the other day, well, not to mention 4 hours and 20 minutes at that. So I don't think I really feel like doing that again anytime soon. I mean, probably a bad idea, you know. Maybe I could even try doing a blue revolver run. Like, the other day that I played blue revolver, it went pretty badly, but maybe I can pull off a run. Maybe not. Probably not. Oof. Okay. It's all a mystery. I think I choose to play it safe. This will be the final event for today. Well, it's a 2-race event, so it will be the next race that will be the final one, but you get the point. As much as I would like to finish it today, if the difficulty is elevated, then yes, it definitely will have to wait another stream. To mention that the faster the cars goes, the harder they will be to handle probably, so yeah, that can also be an issue. I also like how the map is cropped. When you or an opponent gets to the top right, you can see their indicator being cropped. It's pretty funny. Like zero shits given. Yeah, it's fine, don't worry about it. Let me pick this repair kit here. And then onto the finish line. Yeah, I have, as I say before, these championships are always way easier than the other events, because that was destruction, but it's always destruction in these events. It's always like that. They are simply just the way they are, you know? Alright, bring it on. So the ice caves, oh, this was the track in that chase event, though this one is the reverse version, or maybe it's the straight version, because see, that's the thing. This game introduces track oftentimes on the reverse variant instead of the straight one. Yeah, don't worry about it. This is the reverse? Okay. Good to know. Wait. Oh, never mind. You cannot skip that. Hey, it looks pretty close, one corner to the other, but they really are not. I shouldn't have taken this path. Just that I didn't know which path was which, but yeah, this is the one that I'm pretty sure it's the slowest. Without a doubt, it has to be the slowest path. Well, maybe this one will be hard to win, because simply this track is hard. I mean, obviously taking this other path here slowed me down a lot, but regardless of that path, it just seems that this is a track that will be hard to win no matter what. You know? Well, on the right side, being a tournament, technically I don't need to win, as I could simply win with points, but the issue is that I don't know who's on the lead. Well, I mean, I'm on the lead. I mean, who is in second place in the tournament, so that's an issue. Because depending on who is in there, it could... You know, getting a third place is not gonna be enough, right? It's interesting that I'm actually thinking of winning with points right now. I definitely was not expecting that to be a thing when I started the game. Seems that I need to pay attention to the points. More importantly though, I need to pay attention to the right path here. You have to go right. Like, the right path is right, yes, indeed, correct. Well, at least that's easy to remember, right? Which one is the right path? Right. as simple as that. No need to overthink it. Well, even if it's the right path, it's still hard to... this whole track is hard. In fact, this is the hardest track in the game, easily. Because it comes... Well, it basically has the sharpest corners in the game. It also comes at a time where you have very fast vehicles, so combining that doesn't help, that's for sure. Okay. Getting closer. On the crossroads, don't turn left. Well, yeah, that will be another way to remember. Indeed. I take the lead. Not sure how long it's gonna last, but... Especially because I don't have an immense amount of damage, but I think it's high enough to become a problem. And there are no more repair poles. And it's because I looted the final one when I didn't want to loot it, but it was in the way, so I couldn't move away. This damage is bad. It's fine though. Well, and here, I think that even if I don't manage to win, if I am second place, the chances that I win the tournament should be fairly high, I believe. We will see though. For now, focus on winning. It's pretty clear that anytime this track shows up, it's gonna be a problem. I mean, you can see it without doubt, like this is the same set of opponents as the previous race, and in the previous race I dominated. But in this one, I mean, I'm winning, but this is not what I would call dominating. This is what I would call an actual competition, you know? Like, we are being very close, so yeah, that's a win. Whew. Yeah, if I had gotten second place, I would have won. But yeah, whatever. The point is that I got it. So, I think that with that, we are gonna stop for today. And even if there's not that much remaining on the next stream, considering that the difficulty can be quite elevated, maybe. Well, though the expedition challenge... Yeah, actually none of those look hard. This one though is hard, that gauntlet challenge, but yeah. Hopefully at least it leaves me occupied by quite a while. We will see. But in any case, thanks everyone a lot for watching. I'll be seeing you on the next stream with the conclusion of this. So have a good one and take care.